The serger or overlock sample is done with a 6x6 square. Begin with making a standard 5/8 of an inch seam and pressing it open. The serger or overlock stitch is used to finish off the edge of the fabric, just as you finished it off with a zigzag stitch, a pinch stitch, and an edge stitch. The sewing machine on page 58 will give you the settings for you to do the machine double overlock seam. To complete that seam, you are going to need to exchange your existing presser foot for the number 2 presser foot. There is a number 2 that is embossed on this foot. Simply push the lever on the back of your machine, the foot will drop off, the presser foot will drop off, and snap this one on. The easiest way to snap that on is to simply release your presser foot bar so that it goes down. It will snap into this little piece right here, and you want to make sure that it is secure. It is very important to change the foot because when the needle swings for the stitch setting, if it is not with this foot, it will break the needle. You will notice on the finished sample that while it is a nice secure stitch, it does not have as many threads as the overlock machine stitch that is done on the serger or overlock machine. We have 2 overlock sergers. They are your model 800DL. When you look in the instruction book for the Bernina, and those are found in the cabinet in the textile room, you will want to be sure that you always look at the instructions for the Bernina 800DL. When you enter the textile room and look at the serger, you will notice that the thread rod is pushed all the way down. Before you begin to stitch, you will want to gently raise that to its maximum length so that the thread has the appropriate tension when it stitches. Failure to do that will end up with many knots of thread rather than the finished edge. The serger is a time-consuming machine to thread, and so we only rethread it when we need to change thread colors, and even when we do that, we actually don't rethread the machine. We simply tie one color of thread to the other, very gently stitch until it reaches the needle, trim off our threads, and then thread through the needle. The overlock is 4 separate threads that are interlocking together to create a nice finished edge. For the second side of your sample, you will go to the serger, you will pull the rod up, make sure that the threads are all in order, and then you will gently put your foot on the foot pedal. Before you do your sample, I would encourage you to do several rows of stitching on a piece of scrap fabric so that you acquire the rhythm that you want. For this sample, you are then going to do the finished edge on one of the sides. It doesn't make any difference whether it's the right or the left. You'll do overlock on one side, machine overlock on the other. Press the fabric one more time, and then you will stitch with the overlock machine all the way around your sample. Unlike your sewing machine, you will need to, at the end of each corner of your fabric, you will need to stop, you will need to cut your threads, and then restitch again.